Do you know just how much best practice information is available for free? That's right, free. Of course, as you sift through it, you need to be able to separate the wheat from the chaff because some of it is definitely biased. I wanted to end AP Best Practice Month by sharing with you some of the places you can find free information that you need to stay current and relevant. Make sure you stick around until the end when I share one resource that you probably never considered, or at least most people never consider. Hey guys, I'm Mary Schaefer, founder of APnow, your one-stop shop for cutting-edge business intelligence if you work and manage or have responsibility for the accounts payable and or payment function. So, resource number one, the IRS website. That's right, the IRS website. The IRS website, which is irs.gov, has a ton of information. It has publications like Publication 463, which addresses all the expense reporting issues, and a lot of other stuff, if you will. Every year in the fall, for example, AP Now runs webinars on 1099s. We run a lot of them because it's a big issue for our folks. And there's a fee for them. And if you're not lucky enough to have a management team who recognizes the importance of paying for this, you may not be able to attend, but you can go to the IRS website and sift through all the documents that are there that cover this. Not the easiest thing in the world, but a lot of good information. Also, a great resource, for example, when they come out with new mileage rates, which they do every year, and a lot of other stuff. So don't overlook the IRS website. Okay, resource number two, along the same lines. This is your state Treasury website. So many of you are paying sales and use tax. You have unclaimed property regulations to adhere to and report on. And now, in many instances, many of the states are instituting their own 1099 reporting requirements. And you can get information from this all from the state website. Now, what you want to focus on, you want to make sure you get to the state treasury website. So, for example, you could put in the state name. I was just looking at New York before I started this. So, for example, you might put New York State, and you'll get to New York State website, but you really want the treasury portion of it because that's going to have the rules and regulations that you need usually in accounts payable. So, put in your state name and treasury, and then you look through there, see what resource they have to help you make sure you adhere to all their requirements. Okay, next one, well, a little bit more fun, and it's a little biased. It's the APnow website. Okay, that's my company. It's ap-now.com, and we've posted on there quite a few number of free articles if you like to read articles. Yeah, we have paid versions, which have a lot more information, but we have a lot of free information on there. So ap-now.com. Likewise, the fourth resource that we have is a free twice a week e-zine. We will put links to things like this to our paid products, and also when we have any free programs coming up, which we do, and I'll mention that shortly. And you can get that again by going to www.ap-now.com, and there's a box on the left, but you don't even have to be that complicated. Just go to the website and wait 5 seconds, and a form will appear that you can fill out that way. Okay, resource number 5. Occasional free resources from different sources, and in particular, the one I want to focus on are the free resources, the free programs that AP Now sometimes does with the AP Association in the UK, and we've got one coming up in May, so you might want to sign up for the e-zine that I discussed earlier to be alerted for it. But we'll have more news about that. Okay, resource number 6. This is another website. If you're interested in information on P cards, purchase cards, company credit cards, you may have heard Lynn Lawson talk about on some of our webinars and some of our podcasts. She also has a website, RechargeDash.education.com, and she posts articles on it, so you can go and sift through her blog posts. Many of them, in fact, all of them are quite good, and many of them may have information that will help you be more effective in your card programs. Resource number 7, you're probably wondering why this didn't come first, but it's the YouTube channel itself, the YouTube website. It has many channels that can help you. Got a lot of stuff that is fun, but like, for example, AP Now, our channel now has over 300 podcasts on accounts payable and payment issues. There are Excel channels. Mr. Excel has one. I can't even begin to count the number of videos he has on about all different things with Excel and many other things. Your automation solution providers will have some webinar, some podcasts on YouTube. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are really good, and they'll have all sorts of stuff about it and how to use it. And others, are just glorified sales pitches. So as I said, you have to be able to separate the wheat from the chaff. But if you want to see how a particular solution works and you don't want to get on their website and give them your email address, look and see if they have a YouTube channel, because you may be able to get some information that way without having to part with that personal information. Okay, next place, LinkedIn. This is more for career stuff and help you when you're looking, if you're looking for a job, or you just want to stay current, or you want to talk to some of your peers. But everyone should have a LinkedIn profile. Once you have that LinkedIn profile, you can take advantage of resource number 9, and that is the LinkedIn groups. These are, discussion forums. You can post questions. Again, just like everything else, some of them are better than others. Some of them are more active than others. Don't be misled and think just because a group has a lot of members, it will have a lot of activity. As near as I can tell from the number of groups that I watch and I post on, there is literally no correlation between the number of members and the activity or the value of the information in that LinkedIn group. One of my favorites is the AP forum, which is operated by the AP Association in the UK. All right, so that's LinkedIn. Now, before we get to the last few, I'd like to share with you that we have over 300 videos on our APnow channel and on our podcast, with new AP and payment videos being added every Tuesday and Thursday. And we're putting out some shorts on YouTube on other days, and occasionally on Saturdays we have a little Wordle fun. So please, after you finish watching this, check out our library, and hopefully there'll be something more there that you would like. Okay, resource number 10. Service provider websites. Okay. Now just keep in mind, put in the back of your mind, and as long as you go in with knowing this, you should be fine. Their goal is to sell you their service. Okay. And that's fine. So there'll be articles, and there'll be sometimes some little videos on there if you want to see how their service works. But the articles are definitely going to be focused on automation, if it's an automation service provider, etc. But they useful information, and the price is right. Okay, resource number 11. These same service providers will sometimes, not always, but sometimes provide webinars. And these webinars can be very good. Sometimes they'll hire speakers. I get hired sometimes, I'm going to be honest, to come and give a educational talk. And most of their speakers, I know I do this, I insist that it be entirely educational, with information that hopefully will help the attendee. And then they might, do a little sales bit or a demo at the end. That's fine. Okay, you didn't pay anything, so and you can get off if you're not interested in the demo. But it's a good way to get some information. And to be perfectly fair, they are always the leading source of information when it comes to new innovations, when it comes to automation. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I learned everything that I know about e-invoicing and invoice automation from the service providers. Okay. Next, resource number 12 is TED and TEDx talks. These tend to be high-level talks. Some of them have nothing to do with our business self, but they're interesting. And sometimes you'll get talks that very high-level management type information, usually very entertaining, and they're not long. Most of them, some of them I've seen have been as little as 2 minutes, but generally they tend to be 8 minutes to 20 minutes. So if you watch one during your lunchtime, you're not making a huge commitment. To find these, you want to go to TED.com. And you'll also, if you sign up for their notifications, you'll also be notified of some of what's called TEDx talks. To attend a TED conference is very expensive. I think the last time I looked, it was like $10,000. I think that's a lot to attend a conference, although I have to imagine it would be fascinating. But some of the TEDx, which are the regional events, are very, very affordable. Okay, I think we went to one, and I believe it was $40. So, big difference there. Okay. Now, the one area where I think most people they don't realize could be a very useful resource, or they underestimate what it is your colleagues. Okay, both at your company and your competitors or at other companies. This is especially true, and I can't say this enough when it comes to fraud protection. As I've always said, one of the best ways to fight fraud is just information, education. It's kind of the silver bullet. We need to share information. And sometimes when you're looking at, for example, two automation solutions, you're not sure, which would be better. Well, your competitor who's in the same field has the same issues as you. And if they've already automated, you might ask them, what did they use? And people are usually very willing to share information. I mean, you're not asking for sales information, and accounts payable to accounts payable person, or accounting person to accounting person, even controller to controller. There's often a very robust sharing of information, so don't overlook that. Now, do you have any other free resources that you rely on? Please list them in the comments below so we can all benefit. This session is part of our AP Best Practice playlist, which will include 8 longer videos. When I say longer, I mean 10 minutes or so, and about 25 short items, each of which is less than 1 minute. You can watch them right now using a link that will appear momentarily on your screen on YouTube and is in the show notes below. As always, we appreciate your thumbs up, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes.